He plays video games all day, and his wife is fed up.
Welcome to the Zenyatta training video. You've recently queued up for support, and this is your first time picking Zenyatta.
Can I queue into competitive yet?
Oh no. You're playing one of the support characters with one of the highest skill floors and skill ceilings in the entire game.
From humble beginnings.
I'm not going to explain what each of his abilities do. You can easily find that on the wiki. I'm just going to give you the basics you need to know to play him. Harmony Orb will heal for 30 healing per second, but it will only stay on them while they're in your LOS. It lasts for 3 seconds while they are not. Your Discord ability increases all damage to a target by 25%. Look at that. His ultimate, Transcendence, will heal teammates for 300 healing per second and will make him immune to most stuns. Finally, his Orbs of Destruction, just his primary fire, they travel at 90 meters per second. I don't really know what the conversion is into freedom units, but it's a little bit faster than Roadhog's Scrap Gun.
The Krusty Krab today.
Now, I know this sounds like a lot of...
I require healing.
It sounds like a lot of...
I require healing.
Sounds like
I require healing. I need healing.
This sounds like a lot of hoopla to make about a support character, right? Wrong. A common question is, when should I pick Zen? This is a very general question, so it's going to be expanded upon in more situational ways in the advanced video. But to put it succinctly, you're going to want to use Zen when he enables your comp enables him, and when the enemy isn't being more effective towards you than your efforts are towards them. What I mean by that is, Zen has very noticeable drawbacks and benefits. He has extremely low mobility and absolutely no burst healing outside of his ultimate. So if your team doesn't require burst healing like a Ball or a Sigma, or they're able to play without that burst healing, and they're able to make up for your low mobility, as in they have a McCree or a Brig or someone to peel for you, then Zen is going to be a really great pick. So when you're picking Zen, you're going to want to keep all the pros and cons in mind, since he is such a utility character. And what I mean by that is his value as a support is not directly drawn from his ability to output burst healing. It's from more minute and not as noticeable ways, such as his damage enablation is the word I put in my doc, which is stuff like damage boost, Discord, which he has. And his damage output is actually a part of his role as a support. By outputting more damage and killing more enemies, he's making it so you need to do less healing. So technically that is a support thing. Like I said, if you want some more granular scenarios on when to pick him, because I know he can be tough to know exactly when he's a good pick versus someone else, check out the advanced video. We're going to go more in depth on stuff like that.
Training.
Probably the main reason you came here. Let's take a look at future you, the model Zenyatta player. Properly positioned, able to see their team and enemies whilst always staying within a playable range of some geometry with the commanding presence in your comms to back it up. However, for every great Zenyatta player, there's always one that isn't as good. Always out of position, an easy dive target, and keeps using their Transcendence at the worst times. Look carefully at their I often flame my tanks and text check button. Let's talk about Harmony Orb and Discord. So I'm going to give you a general Harmony prioritization order. This doesn't have to be followed, but it's just a best two guide. First off is going to be your other support. You're definitely going to want to keep them up. Otherwise, you're stuck being the only healer and you're going to get flamed. Secondly is going to be your squishies. Maybe you have an Ashe or a Tracer or an Echo. They're next on your priority list. Finally will be your tanks. Not that you should avoid them, just that you don't have much burst healing potential. So really your Harmony Orb isn't going to do all that much for them in the long run. However, be sure to keep Harmony Orb on a tank or someone at least if they're low and they just need some healing. That way you get some trans out of it because it is kind of slow to build. And one easy way to pre-heal people, you can't really do that as Zen, but if you see that your Tracer or your Echo are about to take a duel with someone, you can just throw your Harmony Orb on them, and while they're out of LOS, they'll still be getting heals for a little bit. Next up is your Discord prioritization. Discord should be placed on a target that is currently being focused, as in you guys are all targeting Rhine Shield. If you're able to get it on him so you burn him as fast as possible, or somebody who you would like to be focused. Examples are out of position enemy is a soldier that's flanking, throw Discord on him, he's an easy pick. Any tank you'd like to burn, as I mentioned previously, or a target your DPS is about to duel. So if your Echo is about to jump on, I don't know, maybe their Widow, throw Discord on her. She has an even bigger advantage in the fight. Finally will be Transcendence Usage. This is a big one. It is very important because Zen's kit kind of all falls in on the usage of this, as well as his overall value being given to the team. I think of it as a very delicate dance you're playing with the enemy, with them being the lead and you being the very handsome and or beautiful partner with the rose in your mouth. So as Zenyatta, you need to analyze the enemy team and make a mental note of who you're saving trans for. A couple of easy examples are if they have a Zarya Hanzo, you're saving it for Grav and Hanzo ult combo. If they have a Sigma, you want to save it for Sigil. If they, and you'll want to differentiate between the two. If the Grav and Hanzo ult is going to do more damage than the Sigma ult, use it on that. Some other examples are Sombra EMP, if you know she's about to EMP, hide, and then you can trans while your team is all EMP'd, pretty much negating the whole thing. Or Ana and Genji combo. Genji with Nano will one-tap a lot of people. Like I said, trans does do 300 healing per second, which is a lot, but it can be out-damaged, mainly by Genji and stuff like that. If you want to know more about scenarios like that, I keep talking about it, but check out the advanced guide. That's going to go more situational into more exact scenarios when exactly you want to use trans and stuff.
Can I play Zenyatta in comp now?
No, you can't play Zenyatta until you understand the phrase poop.
Poop?
Once you understand poop, you'll understand how to get value as Zenyatta. What does poop mean? Play out of opportune positions.
Oh, poop.
Due to Zen's low mobility, massive head hitbox, his low health pool, and his aggro draw because of how much damage he puts out, a Zen player's value is almost directly correlated to their positioning. Now, this is true for a lot of heroes, especially Zen and Ana as well. You want to take positions that allow you an easy angle on your teammates as well as the enemies. A caveat is you'll also want to have some geometry, some part of the map to slip behind for when you are inevitably targeted by the enemy team. So here's an easy example on Hanamura. I'm always stuck playing this map, so I figured I'd talk about it. A lot of positioning I see supports take is right here, which can be fine for the early fight when the enemy is way out there. The primary issue I have with this spot is once you're over here and the enemy is able to get up here, you no longer have any geometry to back up behind, and as Zenyatta, you're a very easy target, and you have a super fat head hitbox, like I said. Here's the Zenyatta spot I prefer to take. You have a little bit more difficult of an angle on the enemies. However, you can very easily snipe as Zen, just get these easy, kind of unfair ult fire kills like that. But however, with this position, you have the sight lines on your enemy and the team, and your team. However, whenever you are getting attacked, you easily have this geometry to take cover behind. That way you don't have to rely on anything else because you have no movement speed. You have nothing to rely on, no self-heal, nothing. And especially with this spot, you have this mini right here, which is perfect. But just spots like this and keeping the geometry in mind is very important as Zenyatta. We'll also be doing more of those in the advanced guide as well. This was the first of a 3-part guide. Next will be the advanced guide that's going to expand on the more advanced topics and all the ones we talked about here with some more situational diagnosis of when you want to play Zen and why you want to swap off of him. Just more situational so you know exactly what to do against different comps and stuff like that. Finally, the video is going to be more akin to a VOD review where we're going to look at my gameplay of Zen. We're going to critique it, see what I do wrong, right, and explain all the theory we've learned here in a nice practical format so nobody gets bored. If you like videos like this, don't forget to